Good day, all, and welcome to another edition of Local Legislator Live at 11. I'm your host, Charles Gates, where our mission is to be the premier source of local election information in the United States and an advocate for the sustainability of local businesses nationwide. We are a component of locallegislator.net. And with us this morning is none other than Namita Jain. Namita Jain is a brand builder, author, and social activist. She is going to share some golden nuggets with us this morning, and she has a big announcement that happened over this weekend that she's going to share with us. Good morning, Namita. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing really well. Thank you for having me with you. I'm really excited and looking forward to this conversation with you.
Fantastic, fantastic. Now, we're going to start right off with the questions. No fluff. We call this raw interview because we just go for it. Now, what
Yes,
is the inspiration behind the brand building, and can you share some success stories with us?
definitely. Brand building for me, as an inspiration, I would say, was reaching out to more and more people and spreading awareness about what I am doing in at any given point in time. Say, I started brand building basically as a concept in my college, where we used to organize fests every year, annual fests for the college. And we used to have multiple competitions in that fest. So getting together people from an entire state to our college and organize those competitions was something that really got me into brand building as an activity, because I trust and I believe that brand is something where you give consistently exceeding performance for something and people start connecting to you for something that you are doing. So in college there were some great competitions that I hosted, and then I moved on to my IT career. I was working with Infosys in India for 5 years. It's a multinational company. It has offices across the globe. So it was another amazing experience to work for them, to work with them on various initiatives that they have. I was a part of Voice of Youth when I was working with Infosys. Voice of Youth, as a member of Voice of Youth, uh, my objective or my thing that I used to do the magic with was to be a bridge between the leadership of Infosys and the employee base. I was working at a location where the employee base was 40,000 people. Reaching out to those many people for any event, for CEO visits, for any other initiative that the organization is trickling down to its employees was, it just blew me sometimes, getting that kind of exposure in front of people. So I think all these kept adding to my profile, and I just started loving this idea of building a brand, of reaching out to people, of creating more awareness about something that I believe in or I love doing. So there were various initiatives that Infosys also started when I was working with them. And the only way I could do that or be a part of that initiative was because I believed in it, right? If I don't believe in it, why would I tell somebody else about it? So I just love doing that. And I think all that, when I see back now to all these times that I've been doing so many such small things which have added to my skill set as a brand builder, is what inspired me every time. And the good thing or bad thing, I don't know how to put it out, but is that every single time, there were multiple hurdles. Marketing, it's about marketing mostly. In the end, if we talk about brand building, it's marketing. How are you marketing it, and how are people perceiving it when you're marketing, right? So what really kept me going is the fact that I was building these brands, or these small initiatives in people, and spreading these ideas with organic resources. At any point of time, I was not involved in paying for advertisements or reaching out to people I had to pay to, or the organization had to pay to get this thing done. Whatever resources were available to us we would make optimal use of those resources and reach out to everybody. And every single time I've had huge response and success. And I'm amazed by that. I'm amazed by that. I think that's another factor that keeps me going. I thrive on the response that I receive, and every single time it has been astounding. It has been I didn't expect it. For instance, now I would like to give you some examples here. For instance, I started with my college, right? There was a competition I hosted in college. It was campus placement, and I did it in partnership with Hewlett Packard, HP. So that in that competition, just a week before that competition, I did not even have that sponsor or with me. But 1 week back, the CEO of HP Education Services in India turned up to my college, and he gave me a target. And he was like, Namita, can you bring me 1,000 students in this competition to take part? And I'm like, I'll bring you 1,000 students and more. What are you giving me back?
Hmm. What's
Then
in it for
on,
me, huh?
there has to be something.
I'm not mad at you.
I get it. So in that 1 week, uh, I had I had 1,200 or 1,300 registrations for that competition. And on the D date, mine was the only competition for which we had to start at 8 a.m. in the morning, and we were able to close it at 9 or 10 at night. That was the response that I got. And I was amazed by it. Of course, who wouldn't be? It was my third year engineering, and I didn't expect this to happen. But I think from there on, this just got on to me. This kept inspiring me, because I saw so much out there where I could reach out to so many people and help them in ways that that I don't know, that others don't, maybe I don't know about it. But I saw it as reaching out to people when I believe in something, and when I believe in that thing is supposed to help those people around who are taking part in that initiative with me. So big or small doesn't matter to me, but uh, just doing it right and believing it in, first thing, believing myself in what I am doing. Another great example is Teach for India. I was doing for Teach for India. I was a campaign lead, and I was working with them for a year as a campaign lead in India. Again, during that year, when I was the campaign lead and I started promoting their fellowship program in my organization in Infosys, their applications rose for that year for by 30%. By 30%, and 30% more people applied for fellowship that year. And I think that was huge. Again, who knew that was happening? Who knew people would do that? Because every single time when we used to go back to the board, it was the same question: people are not coming, why aren't they coming, what can we do better? But again, so these are some of my success stories, and I yeah, that just keeps me going.
You probably have a lot more to share with us, but we only have about a half hour.
I understand. Yes.
Now, Namita, you mentioned a few times about India. I take it
Right.
you're from India. Look, we love our colleges. You mentioned your
Right.
college, not by name, but you said my college 3 times. What is the name of this college? Where you from in India? And
Right.
I'll tell you what, answer those 2 questions first, then I'm gonna ask you another question.
Yes, so I am from India. It's been 3 or 4 years in US right now, and I'm from Institute of Technology and Management, Gwalior. Gwalior is my hometown in India, in Madhya Pradesh state, and I grew up there until I did my college. So
Good. So you that is your home. Okay, I
yes,
got you. I mean, you live here, but that is your home. I understand.
it is.
I'm in the same boat. Now, from a brand building perspective,
Mhm.
who do you have clients, and if so, who are those clients? Are they nonprofit organizations, businesses, individuals? Do you just work with people? How do you work that brand building into your life?
For now, I would say I have two things. One is a broader audience. I'm working on my brand as well. As a writer, my brand is Noelle Nams. I go by my pen name, and on social media, you can find me as Noelle Nams on any platform: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, any platform, as Noelle Nams. So my broader audience is basically people of the world I'm reaching out to. Recently, I launched a book, and I've had overwhelming response from the world, across the world. So broader audience, again, people of the world. I don't want to restrict myself to any geographic location or an organization. And my focused group or audience is individuals or organizations or NGOs. Again, I think I have enough experience, 10 plus years of brand building with all these, in all these fields, and I'm always looking out for more. I want to challenge myself every single time. I would love to do it.
Great, great. Now, give us some do's and don'ts of, based on your experience of brand building. What are some of the things you should do? What are some of the things you should not do under any circumstance?
Right, right. First thing I want to start with is, when people think about brand, what do you think of it? It every single time it is not supposed to be a brand like Apple or Starbucks, because you are limiting yourself when you start comparing to those giants. At one point in time, even they started somewhere that nobody thought of, nobody expected, and all these years they've built that trust in people. My favorite brand is Apple, so I'm quoting that here. Yes. I mean, who thought if they were overthinking about their concept of combining a phone and a music system together in one device, we wouldn't have had smartphones in our hands today. It is all because of that thing that started and led to smartphones that we have in our hands today, right? So, one of the major do's is, or don'ts is, in whatever category you put it, you take it. Don't overthink. Second is, believe in your idea. Again, just believe in it. If you believe in it, people start reciprocating. They see that, and it that energy just grows. I feel that. Third, I would say is, genuinely genuinely offer a solution to people. What is it that you are adding in their life? What is it that they can benefit from that product? It just couldn't be anything that you're promoting, and that would be the reason why you don't believe in it and people don't buy it in the end. So it's a cycle, I feel. Believe in your product, don't overthink, and spread that idea. When you genuinely feel that this will help people somewhere, people do believe in it, they come back.
Okay.
Yes.
Now you've given us some great tips.
Hmm.
Uh, uh, some of those do's that you gave us, such as spreading the word.
Right.
How do you do that? That is the operative word. Okay. So okay, I hear Namita. She wants me to spread the word, but
Right.
now what do I do? How do I do that stuff? Where do I start?
Amazing question. I love this question because, as I said, I have been working all these past years with optimal resource utilization. I have not paid at all to any advertising agency until this point. You will be amazed to know. I am amazed actually with this news. I don't know if you will be, but let me share it. I started building my Instagram audience just about 10 weeks back, not even 3 months. I started at 180. I was stuck with that number. And today, my audience is 12 times in 10 weeks, 1,472 as of last night. That is my audience reach in 10 weeks. How was I able to do it without having advertisements anywhere on any social media platform? I made sure I was engaging with people. I made sure I was out there helping others as well. First thing is, I believed in my idea that I write well, and I'm going to reach out to people with my writings to spread positivity and hope. That is what I write on mostly: love, hope, positivity, motivation. So my idea was that when somebody reads or comes to my profile, they are supposed to feel elevated in life. that is what I'm giving back to them. They are supposed to feel inspired, they are supposed to feel motivated, they can do something. And forget about reaching to thousands or lakhs of people. It all starts with these small steps. If people around you start seeing you as positive, eventually you are supposed to go grow, because they see that positivity and they are going to refer you to others, right? So I believe in that model, really. So giving people what they love doing, what not they love doing, but something that benefits them in their life. That was again one of my points that I mentioned. The other is engaging back in the community. Are you giving back to the people something? Are you engaging well with them? Because if you don't, and you feel like I'm the best product out there and nobody else wants to come, uh, I mean, I won't engage with anybody else, nobody else is going to come back to you. If they don't see you back there when they were doing something, and they didn't have your back at that point, why are they going to come and spend time with you? So engage back, find a way there. I've been with various organizations and communities until this point, and every single time, find a way to connect in that community. How are you connecting to people? How are you engaging with people and providing that value? Because when people see that in you, it just grows. So I hope this answered your question of
Oh, oh, most definitely.
building a
And
brand.
in essence, that is your brand. You're out there.
Yes,
So when they
it
see
is.
Namita, you are carrying your brand on you. So it's
Right.
almost like you're a walking billboard. I walk the talk and I talk and I what is it? I walk the walk and I talk the talk. That's what I wanted to say.
That's
Yeah.
true. And the other thing that I've started realizing recently is, when you help others, don't think about what are you going to get in return, because a lot of time people make this mistake. I think if you truly help somebody at some point, even though that person is a competitor, that person has a different story or journey in life. That person is not going to cross you over. It's just like when we talk about destinations, you both are right now in the same path, doing something that you both are doing together, and maybe you are crossing lines right now, but your end goal in the end is different. So help individuals out there. Just go out and start helping.
I agree. Be a servant leader and don't expect anything in return. Or you know what I
Yes,
mean? It's almost like you and I are speakers, and I know as a speaker, many speakers like to talk about themselves. But if you
right.
talk about yourself, that's not really resonating with the audience, because the audience is always talking about what I talked about earlier, WIIFM. What's in it for me? And we, as servant leaders and as
Right.
speakers and as people out in the community, we have to always be thinking, how can I give value to those that I'm serving? And if we're not doing that and we're being self serving, what's the purpose? Eventually,
That's
we're going
true.
to fade away like poof, like a cloud of
That's
smoke. We're just
true.
going to go away.
I
That's so
agree.
true. Now, to our viewers out there, if you like this interview, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Connect with us on Twitter and Instagram. We're not quite where Namita is, but connect with us on Instagram anyway, and like our Facebook page. And remember to like us, leave a comment, tell us who or what you would like to hear from on this particular program. Now, Namita, we're about to get into the weeds now. I'm about to light your world up. Tell us
uh,
about Unconditional.
Woo. Love this question. uh, Unconditional is my latest book that I launched over the weekend. It's a poetry collection of 101 eternal love poems from my heart, which believes in the true magical powers of unconditional love, of its abundant powers. So over the weekend, I launched it, and I'm overwhelmed with the response that I'm getting. It was number one on Amazon within 48 hours of launching my book. Again, I would like to mention that I did not invest in any advertisements for this book launch. It's all that I did on my own. all that I did on my own. And this time I went by self publishing route. This is my second book. The first one I published was via traditional publishing. So from scratch, doing that book gives me much more satisfaction in my heart that this truly belongs to me and my heart, and I love this product. And I've been getting amazing response from people.
Now tell us that title again. Tell us the whole title, the title and the subtitle.
Definitely. It's Unconditional Breaking Free for Love Edition, 101 Eternal Love Poems. I'll also put down in the chat box the link for this book. If anybody is interested to go check it out, definitely. Please do that.
Okay, and I'll put it out there too. We'll definitely add a link to this.
Definitely.
Okay, fantastic, fantastic. Now, your works have appeared in magazines, newspapers, and other periodicals. Now,
Hmm.
how did they find you, or did you find them? How did that work?
Right. I think initially it starts. We find them initially when it's a stepping stone. It's always we we try to find them. So that is how it started. Honestly, I used to reach out to newspapers in my region, Times of India especially. When I was growing up, I used to read that newspaper a lot, and there was a Sunday, a refreshing 2 4 pager, uh, that periodical that comes with it every Sunday. I used to love reading that. So in my high school was when I reached out to them with an article, and they just published it. I didn't know about it's going to get picked or something. They loved the idea and they published it. I was talking about being a co-founder of a NGO that I started back then, in my college, actually, not high school, in my college. And how this NGO has taught me about so many morals and values at that point. And it just got published. From then on, there were a lot of other magazines that reached out to me. So once again, once you reach out to somebody and you get published, you set your foundation and people reach back to you. When I was in Infosys, I was working for Infosys in the IT firm. Initially, again, I had to set my platform. So I would reach out to people. And I love doing that, reaching out to people. Why not? After a point, I started getting offers to be in interviews. I used to take interviews for CEOs there, for our intranet, where companies policies or everything. It's like Facebook, but only for the company. Nobody else from the outside can access it. So I used to be the face there. I used to submit articles, talk about what we are doing, what not, amazing things. And here again, uh, when I came to US, I started again from scratch. And now's the time I've started receiving it all back. So you have to start somewhere. You have to build yourself somewhere, show your worth to people, by again doing what you do. Believe in it, just believe in it.
And
Things start turning around.
building your brand, right? Building your brand.
Yes,
Each and every one of us are a brand in and of itself. Yeah,
that's
I
true.
now Namita, you're also a social activist. Tell us
Hmm.
briefly what that means.
As a social activist, working to help back the society, giving it back to the society. So things that I did, or when I grew up, actually, in my school, we used to have these NGOs come up in our school, for donations, on various kinds. And I think that is where they imbibe this sense of giving back to the community. Even though we were kids, I think my first one, when I started collecting donations from my family members at that point, I was a kid, fourth or fifth grade. uh, my parents were so happy when I went back home, and I'm like, Mom, I'm putting your name. How much are you giving me? I want to donate. I want to collect donations. and, and this is the cause. I believe in this cause. And people are doing it. My friends are doing it. What are you giving me? Dad, what are you giving me? The money is going from the family, I know. But but that sense of giving back to the community, it started building and growing in me. So now I feel so happy. I've been associated with Teach for India in India, yes. Teach for India. With TEDx Pune. Pune is the city where I was working 5 years before coming here. So I've helped the community spreading ideas, the TEDx concept of TEDx, what it is. When I came to US, I've worked with couple of them. Junior Achievement USA, I've taken workshops for students. Um, and then there is the Bridge, where they teach English as secondary language in our area in Richmond itself. I've I feel really grateful that I've been doing all this. There was also Operation Pause for Home. For a short while, I got involved with them, and they are an NGO that works for finding foster homes and forever homes for rescued dogs and cats.
Mm, that is
So
something else. You are quite the person out there. That is for sure. Now, last question for you. How can our viewers find out more about you? How can we purchase your books? And how can we find more about the services that you particularly offer?
I I love this question of all. To find me as Noelle Nams, which is my pen name online on Facebook, on Twitter, Instagram, at all these places. Noelle Nams. I also have a YouTube channel which I started recently, 2 months back. Um, you can find me there again as Noelle Nams. My book, I just shared the link to that. It's on Amazon worldwide. There, the book is out in ebook format right now. By this weekend, Friday or Saturday, I'm releasing the paperback version as well. I've been getting requests from people around the world. I know they've been asking for a paperback copy, and yes, I'm working on it. So by this weekend, paperbacks will be out as well. And apart from that, visit my blog. If you really want to get in touch on my blog, there's a contact us link where you can drop me an email and we'll be in touch.
Oh, and what is your blog? Is that at Noelle Nams? And that's Nams, correct?
NAMS, yes.
Okay,
So
Nams.
noellenams.wordpress.com. It's
Gotcha.
on WordPress. Yes.
All righty. Well, thank you so much, Namita. It's been a pleasure talking to you. And to our viewers out there, make sure you tune in with us on Tuesday. We'll be joined by business and education consultant Jody Slaughter. And on Wednesday, Tina Sinnen. She's the Virginia Beach clerk of the courts. And if you want to find out more about mail in balloting and absentee balloting in terms of elections and questions about the elections coming up, Thursday will be the James City County Director of Elections and General Registrar Diana Moorman. So make sure you tune into that. Again, please let your colleagues, family, and friends know about us. We're Local Legislator Live at 11. We come on every day, Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. on Facebook Live when it works. And usually 99% of the time it works and it doesn't kick us off. And Namita, it's been indeed a pleasure talking to you.
Thank
And
you.
again, you are from Richmond, correct?
Yes, that is true.
And you will
Thank you for
probably
having me.
oh
Loved it.
you you
Loved it
you
being here.
you're most welcome. And Friday, by the way, Richmond City Council candidate Reggie Ford will be joining us on the program. So listen, Namita Jain, very we wish you the best of luck at everything that you do. You are indeed a superstar. Continue what you're
Thank
doing.
you.
Continue to touch lives every step that you go. And to our viewers out there, again, we're Local Legislator Live at 11. Tune in to us every day, Monday through Friday, and let us know what you want to hear and who you want to hear from. And remember, at the end of the day, we are not global, we're local. Local Legislator Live at 11. This is Charles Gates signing off, and we will see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. Namita, take care of yourself. Best of luck to you.
Thank
Take
you to
care,
you as
everyone.
well.
Bye.
Bye bye.